What's up, y'all? This is Views Podcast. Welcome to another exciting episode. My name is Derek.
My name is Jay.
Charlie, today we're bringing you something exciting. This is Views Podcast. The Views Podcast, we talk about unique issues from a unique perspective, everyday issues from a unique perspective, actually. And that be all we do, actually.
That's it. We just
man. We the vibe, like everybody.
All sorts of issues, man.
Things you think about, but sometimes you don't want to really say. That's what we say. And we are everywhere on your social media, and you can get interactive with us at Views Podcast on all platforms, YouTube, Facebook, everywhere except Instagram, which is podcast_ views.
Yeah.
So you can check it out. You can check us out there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. You follow. Let's get interactive. Let's talk. Welcome. Now, today we have two special guests in the building. Two gentlemen in the building. One is a household name, and J what? J Talia.
Easy.
Yeah, Mr. JT is in the house. Our last podcast, he was with us. We had a toast to partnership, and he was with us.
Yeah.
So Mr. John Taylor, JT, J at Talia or at J_ Talia on Instagram. Yeah. So he's with us. Charlie, welcome.
All right, thank you guys.
Yeah, and the second person, this is the first time I've been trying to get this guy on this podcast for years. And always, he's got something else to do.
Maybe because he had the topic, that's why he came.
Yeah, but this time around, we got him a very special guest. My man, my brother, my
Real G.
friend G, everything, because we go way back.
Yeah.
He goes by the name Nana Secichan.
That's right.
Yeah, all local. We know they play for you. Charlie, welcome to the project. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Okay.
All right, so Charlie, today, a lot of things has happened this week, yeah?
Yeah.
A lot of things, but we're not going to touch on it. I think we just started talking about something, and we deemed it worthy to talk about.
Yeah.
And it's about, if you don't know, the whole make of us, we are 4 here right now. 2 come from broken homes. 2 come from complete homes. Complete homes meaning, mom and dad were around under the same roof.
Still in the relationship?
For some of us, Charlie, gangster living. You know what I'm saying?
Like
One in, one out.
We've got like 7 dads. Like,
What you say? Yeah, I get plenty mommies. You know what I'm saying? Dad was an OG. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Swinging that shit.
slinging the D. You know? But it is what it is. And fast forward, we grew through that, and now we are men ourselves, and by God's grace, we are also married, and now we are also raising families, and we are just trying to talk about the correlation between from broken homes and how we are trying to raise our families now, and the complete niggas. But there's a disclaimer here. Jay is still single. So all you fine ladies out there,
Hold on.
you know what I'm saying? Shoot your shot. Shoot your shot. Maybe, Charlie, you may get lucky. I'm on the vetting team, so you can also call me and, you go feel bribe me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Yeah, but basically, I think I'll start for myself.
All right.
Growing up, I grew up in a broken home. Dad was
No, make it do like AA meeting. So
AA meeting.
You gotta do.
My name is
This is Derek.
Derek, and I come from a broken home.
Hi, Derek.
Yeah. And growing up, Dad was the original OG. I call him OG because he's original gangster.
Yeah.
And that's all I've seen. He's a typical man's man. I think this is not the first time I said on this podcast.
Well, you told me. Okay, well, on this podcast, yeah. I guess.
Yeah, I think when we did it for the fathers,
Yeah.
I said that as well. So that was a typical OG, a typical man's man. Handled his business,
Like a real G.
like a real G, didn't want the help of a woman. But we all know that can never be entirely true.
True.
Yeah, but so growing up, I grew up like he wanted me to. That is not needing, the help, the intellect, the morals of a woman in the upbringing of children, because that's all I saw.
Yeah.
But now I'm older now, and I must say that triple OG I'm talking about was one of the people who actually advised me to marry early.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Didn't get the story.
Yeah, I think it gets to a point in a man's life where they realize maybe they could have done better. And
Okay.
we are the mini-me's, so
Yeah.
or the mini-thems.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Just living in their shadows.
yeah, so they tend to advise us on their shortfalls or shortcomings, whatever it is. And so he was part of the people who advised me to marry early. But it still doesn't discredit the fact of me growing up and certain principles that I was, introduced to growing up. Now, me being a man now, I find myself conflicted, which is very, it's weird. And I know a lot of people out there think the same because, low-key, our parents were hoes, especially the dads.
Is it no?
Yeah, like our generation, a lot of people get steps. Tell me that they lie.
True talk.
Yeah, me, for instance, my parties plenty get steps.
Yeah.
Because the puppies, they were wilding at the time. I don't know if maybe it was a thing back in the day or whatever, but everybody me I know get step.
In that generation.
In that generation. So they were wilding and they were doing what they had to do. But growing up and everything that happened, typically I would say maybe it's almost a blessing growing up in that environment because maybe I was able to rearrange myself quickly.
Okay.
But at the same time, it could have been a bad, situation for me in terms of
following that footstep.
Yeah, going to tell somebody's father that I want to be with your daughter, and then I dey fuck am up. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
You about so.
Yeah, but I think that's a good perspective, obviously. So we know your story.
No, not entirely, but yeah, some.
I mean, yeah, we know where you stand in terms of this
Yeah, man.
conversation.
Yeah, man.
So, like an AA meeting, I'll just like to continue the conversation.
Please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Jay.
Hi, Jay.
Are you an alcoholic?
Yeah, and according to the conversation, I'm from a complete home. My mom and dad have been together for God knows how long.
Still together.
And still together. We thank the good Lord.
Amen.
Amen.
Yeah.
What have I seen basically? I don't see any hard thing, but I think it's not really about what I've seen, but it's where I want to be in terms of a marriage, in terms of a relationship. So obviously, I mean, what you see, you pick the good things, you leave out the bad things, and then you want to project into the future.
But was there anything bad at all?
You see, that's the weird thing. I think I was saying this before the whole podcast, and I was saying that I haven't seen any bad thing in my family or in my house, but I have seen it somewhere else. And when I say somewhere else, it's not too far from me. It's still within the family, but it's not in the house. And I've seen what could come, and I've seen what I have, and I actually appreciate what I have because of, that little experience that I saw.
There you go.
And from there, before that, you didn't appreciate what a complete home looked like, or what it meant to you as a child, or even as siblings, or even as a family. But when you see, a little bickering here and there, mother, shouting, throwing her weight around, dad doing the same, cry. That crying thing, that's the thing. Like, I not see crying from my house. So when you see what you haven't seen in your house before, and you think that this is obviously not, this is not what's supposed to be happening, and then you realize that you actually have it very easy and very good.
Yeah.
Because it could have gone south real quick, but you have it good. So once again, my name is Jay, and hopefully I'm not an alcoholic.
Okay. So I guess I also have to follow the same,
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
I'm JT.
Hi, JT.
Hi, JT.
Hi, and I'm from a complete home. Because mom and dad, have been there since. But there's something strange about being in a complete home, and someone who is also coming from a broken home. And this tends to rather affect the parents more than the children. So one would argue that children from broken homes don't really do that well, as compared to children from complete homes, and that is okay. But then when we turn the tables that are, that other side, and then we talk about the parents, it's interesting that parents in a complete home have, a really hard time than parents in a broken home. Why am I saying this? So, growing up, or should I just say in the past, parents, women were made to believe that, Charlie, whatever thing that you're going through in the marriage, you have to stay in. You have to be there. Charlie, he's your husband. He's going to be there for you. Whatever he does to you, Charlie, just stay in the marriage.
That's a long suffering.
That's a long suffering, right? So you sit outside and you look at them and you think, this is a complete home, right? But deep down, you know that there's huge, very huge problems, in the homes, and that's why I think this generation is changing. Now there are a lot of rights, there are a lot of how do I even call it? Feminists, and things like that, who are, now standing up, against all these things. So now, when a woman is going through, hard times in a marriage, you advise a woman that you have to, leave the marriage. It doesn't matter if you're married and your husband is beating the hell out of you. You are free to go out, because now your rights. It's your right, and your life is much more precious than staying in a difficult marriage, or in a hard marriage. So in as much as broken homes, children in complete homes tend to do okay, I still think that complete homes are not, all that complete. Like
Given
the way
that you are coming from a complete home.
yes, like the way it turns out to be, because there are people in a complete home. There are parents in a complete home that are going through a lot of problems, and they have to stay in because they think
this is for the children.
Yeah, they think they're doing it. They think they're doing it for the children.
Yeah.
They think they're doing it for the children. They think they're doing it for God and all that. But this generation is changing, and I think it's good because if you are going through hard times, someone is beating you, if you have a very abusive husband or abusive partner, and they are doing all these things, you don't have to stay in. You can walk out, because he's being abusive. And
That's one liberal complete homer. Yeah.
Looking at someone else instead of themselves.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Q.
Yeah, Charlie. That's a Janet here. Wow. Yeah, that like you're talking about. I am not from a complete home.
Oh, no, if you do the whole.
You
if
before
you do the
introduce
whole
yourself.
No, I just did what? I introduced myself. Nana Seshijan here. That's what I did.
Hi,
Oh,
Nana
Hi,
Sechijan.
Nana Sechijan.
And I'm not an alcoholic.
I'm not alcoholic. What I am, I won't say here.
We need to know.
Okay, well, at the end of everything, you probably will know.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, as I was saying, I'm not from a complete home. I am from, say, semi-broken.
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 Yeah, semi-broken, yeah.
Okay.
That's a new definition. Okay.
Like it didn't quite break well. Growing up, I knew my dad was outside the country. My mom was here. Then I knew like they were together. Like, I didn't know they everybody had their own plans. But at this moment, I saw my mom. She was taking out her ring. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Okay, well, she's taking the ring. Maybe it's too small. Like they'll change it. And it never happened. Then mom is getting married again. Wow. Well, I'm like 15 years. My mom is getting married again. What's that? Well, okay. She's married. She's married. Obviously, my mom and dad are not together.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was quiet about it. Yeah, to a point where my daddy came and was like, so your mommy got married and never told me.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, am I supposed to tell you when my mom is getting married? So I was like, So like growing up, I got to a point I realized, no. Was that? Is it because of children that the marriage got broken? The way he said,
Oh, so that he made you guys feel as children. You caused the problem.
Yes, it was the problem. You understand? Like maybe I was like, so he didn't want us. He didn't want us like. So they wanted to be just. I realized, yeah, it happens because when you look at the whites, like quote unquote, some people marry, they don't want to have kids. You understand? Yeah. Once children come in, you feel like they are a threat to the relationship, and it's true because attention goes to the children more.
Kids, yeah.
Yes. So it's one factor because some guys, especially as old as we are, we still need attention. You understand? So once we have children, our wives are giving attention to the children. Our attention also goes elsewhere. It could be in your office. Someone is giving you much attention in your office, so like you tend to look in the other direction.
Yeah, but it could be your work as well, because black men don't cheat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
God damn it.
Straight up.
That's not
Hell
cheating.
Straight up.
That's not cheating. That's somebody invading your space.
Okay, I get it.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I get it.
If I'm a lawyer.
I get it.
Yeah, you get it.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't get straight from this conversation. What I'm saying is so growing up, what I felt that's actually what I felt like children doesn't really make relationships work.
So did that affect you? Because you are married now and
Yes,
you've got 2 kids. So did that affect you in your quest of getting married and having kids yourself? Did that play any?
Yes, it played a lot of tricks on my mind because like I got married in 2015. Like hopefully this year is gonna be my 5th anniversary.
God damn it!
Oh, wow.
Charlie, clap for clap.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, man. God
Wow.
damn it! I was there.
Yes.
I was groupsman.
Yes. Yeah, it was an occasion that we don't even remember anything, but still we are married. We are in it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course, like shout out to my wife, Mamle. I love you.
Ma. Oh man. Real niggas. No,
Real
man.
niggas
God
who
damn
shout
it.
out. Real
She's
niggas.
really helped me down because it got to a point I was trying to behave like my dad. Yes, like having children, attention going to the children, then you want to look elsewhere for attention because you feel like, sometimes it feels like it's not like you really want to cheat, but you want someone to talk to.
Yeah.
The attention goes to this kid who doesn't even need attention.
Yeah.
I realized that at this point in time, like they are the most vulnerable, so then they need care. But man, we don't really understand, especially when you have boys that can suck boobs.
Better than you.
Yeah. just imagine you come
Kofi
in.
Mata doesn't talk.
You understand? You come home like you want to go outside.
Yeah, I get it.
Yo, so like That's basically what you call affected my life. Yeah, but it's gotten to a point that I've compared other families how they do their things. I'm like, I could do better. I shouldn't be like my dad.
But
That's what I say.
You know what? I think in hindsight, I think coming from a broken home equipped me to do better, because I've never seen two parents in under one roof before. It's never happened. Like literally, I kid you not. It's not like I was maybe my big brother, but me, Derek. I've never seen two parents under one roof before.
Okay.
It's never happened.
Yeah.
And so growing up, I always thought parents are not supposed to stay together.
They have their own house somewhere.
Yeah, like somebody for stay someplace.
They
And
meet
another one
only
for-
during the
yeah,
big
and then
events and that.
you just chauffeur them up and down. So that's the kids up and down. And that was my reality. That is what I always thought. And but at the same time, I also think that is the one thing that helped, equip me for this where I am now. Because I think at a point in my life, growing up, it got to a point where everything became so routine. I was just doing shit for nothing. Like I was just living, and then it got to a point where I wanted something more, and the more I wanted something, the more routine it became. So I think I realized that maybe where I was heading wasn't the ideal thing. Maybe I should look opposite.
Let me ask you a question. Let me just put everything into perspective for everyone listening. So the question is, growing up, who were you living with predominantly? Like, who was the...
My pops, man.
So you're with your dad?
Yeah, I
most
was
of
with my
the
dad
time?
most of the time.
And when did you see your mom?
Once in a while.
Once in a
Vacations.
while.
Yeah.
But were you living with her?
On vacations, yeah.
Okay. So I mean, I'm sure living with your dad was more like, you know how men raise kids. It's more of, you for do this. Like, it's like responsibility. Do you get me? But when I'm living with a woman, it's like,
They take most of the responsibility.
yeah, it's like chores. It's
Yeah.
like chores. But with a man, is responsibility. So the question is, when, like you said, you saw your mom every now and then. When you moved from being with your dad to living with your mom or seeing her every now and then, how did you react to her?
Nah, you see, you made mention of something. I don't think I've ever thought about it that way.
Okay.
Yo, that's some dope shit you just said.
Yeah, you know it is. Yeah.
Man, you smart as fuck. No?
You know it is.
Nah, that's some dope shit. I've never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
With your dad, you tend to be more responsible. With your mom, it's like it's just chores, and
like
they
task.
just they do things for you.
Yeah.
I think growing up, being with my dad most of the time made me responsible early.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I became very responsible at an
Okay.
early stage,
Okay.
and I think that also plays into the fact that I was able to reorient myself before actually going to take on somebody else's daughter.
True. Okay.
Yeah, because of the responsibility I was handed out, earlier on in my life. I think when I was getting closer to the point where I have to actually go take care of somebody's daughter, I felt the need to reorient myself, in this whole, life. What I think about marriage and whatnot. Even though my like basic education in terms of relationship wasn't, women oriented. It was, or women centered. It was more about being dominant, being a male, being a typical man's man.
Okay.
But I think the sense of responsibility made me more aware that I needed to do more as a man.
Exactly.
Because and I think I've said this before.
Yeah.
In as much as I was raised as a typical man's man, misogynistic, chauvinistic, all the other things.
Yeah.
There is this other part where if you're a chauvinist, if you're misogynistic,
Misogynistic. Okay.
and you're supposed to be a typical man's man,
Yeah.
I mean, you can't be a pussy.
True. 100%.
You have to hold your own.
Good. It's a good thing you said that, because I think John has something to say. John, would you go for it or should I go for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
As you were talking, I was just thinking, well, yes. I mean, generally, people would say that people from broken homes have gotten the experience and everything, you know, to
handle their life.
To handle their life,
Yeah.
you know. And I kind of agree with it. I agree with that aspect. That
Really?
yeah, I think I agree with it, because
I know people
I
from
would-
broken homes who didn't make it.
I would actually agree with John, but I'll let him land and then I'll get back to
the
you.
reason I'm saying this is I know a lot of people in complete homes who have not made it, and sometimes you ask yourself, why is this so? And to my amazement, someone told me that, you know what, in a complete home there are always restrictions. You know, restrictions. Do not do this. Do not do that.
Not
Do
just
not
that.
do this. Do not do that.
Not just restrictions.
Yeah.
There's a key word there called comfort.
You know.
Comfort.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And so once you're out of that zone, now you want to explore more.
Yeah.
You know, people from broken homes have already been, you know, exposed to such situations, so they don't find the need to go out exploring more.
In the words of
those-
Funny Face, a comedy will always your answer.
But those,
Low key.
but those incomplete homes who have been, you know, whose what do we call it, freedom have been, you know, held on for a long time. When they find themselves out, you know, of the home where mommy and daddy are not in, they tend to explore more and they tend to make more mistakes.
True.
You know, than the other ones.
I can understand what you're saying.
Complete
but-
homes are not so, you know, like rosy that everyone would,
I mean,
would wish
Case,
it to be.
case in point, 2 years ago, that was me. That was me 2 years ago. When I was supposed to be living with myself or living on my own, I wouldn't say mistakes, but I made so many. I went through so many things that I wouldn't go through if I was living with my parents.
So they give you inch, you take what?
Yo,
Kilometers.
I take plenty. What I'm trying
Light
to say
years.
is, like, then I explore. Do you get me?
Yeah.
I was exploring because I was trying to see how far I can go with this freedom that I had. Because, like I said, comfort. If you are in the bubble, you feel like if you make a mistake, they can bail you out. You know, you can always come back. So, with the whole responsibility thing, it's like, yo, maybe say everything cool for house. Probably money to save the house. So it's not a problem to be looking for work for yourself when you clearly know that somebody can take care of it. Do you get me? That comes with the whole responsibility. The chores is more like, that's from the mom side. It's more like, okay, today we left the house, give you, or we want you to do A, B, or C. And it's like mega jobs. This is nothing serious. Or maybe somebody they can't job for a house, take off the house. They're basically showing you what you need to do as a man, but they're not pushing you to the limit of giving you that responsibility of looking after the house, or if there's a fire, what do you do? Up to now, I don't think I should be saying this on record, but up to now, I don't even know what I would do as a man if someone hits my car. In terms of, like, that's how bad it is. Do you get me? But imagine say you the Poppy, but Poppy be cool guy. Imagine say Derek the Poppy pet they live house. Somebody hits your car right now. If you call that, what will be the first thing you say?
Fuck the nigga up.
I mean, something similar happened to me. Charlie, it could make me sound like a pussy, but it is what it is. Something similar happened to me. So somebody crashed my car. It wasn't even me. Somebody crashed my car. And then I called my dad. I was like, yo, this is what happened. My dad was in a meeting. So I was like, yo, this is what happened. It's like, oh, okay, I'll call you back. Nigga didn't call me till like 6 p.m. And then I called my mom. My mom was like, oh, shit, where are you? Okay, I'll come. And she didn't even come. She called somebody who was closer to her. She called a sister. Like, people were around me in less than 5 minutes. or women. Do you get me? What I'm trying to say is a woman will give you comfort. I'm not saying this to be misogynistic or anything, but I'm just trying to tell you that the difference between a broken home and a complete home is that you get a different sort of bubble. Do you get me? And that's
some dope shit. Yeah,
that's what
because it's like you find yourself in difficult situations, and if you're living with your dad, you know you're on your own.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to solve it because you're a man.
Yeah. You will find a fucking solution to it.
Exactly. But if you're with your mom always wants to,
yeah, she'll
take care of you, make
sure
you
fine.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. Now the question is, does this play any, or does this have any effect in our future relationships? Being married, raising a family.
100%. 100%.
Because I can speak for me. I don't know about you guys, but me being married, it's like I said. Me, for instance, I had to reorient myself before getting married.
Okay.
Because
you go for it.
What I mean by that is, as much as I live with my dad, most of the time, I still live with my mom sometimes.
Yeah.
And I still love my mom.
Yeah.
So I wanted more for my mom in terms of whatever relationship there is or there was between my mom and my dad. So me wanting more for my mom made me want to be better for whoever I was going to be with in future. I don't know if it makes sense to you.
No, it does.
Yeah, because I've seen the worst.
Yeah.
And I don't want the worst. And I don't want to be that asshole.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Who manifests or
I've got something else to say to that.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wanted something different. I wanted to be the different guy. I didn't want to continue the tradition.
Yeah. I'd love to jump into this.
Jump in, bro.
So, like I said, I've already, declared my stance, which is coming from a complete home, and I say this in quotes. And the thing is, like you said, so you going into a marriage now, you're not just looking at it from your side or being a man. You're looking at it from the woman's side.
Yeah,
you're trying to please everyone, basically, right? So, growing up in my house, I do everything as a man. Right? Imagine whatever it is, like I do it, right? I've been able to more or less conquer that kind of, that misogynistic side. But then, this is the same nigga who is also in the kitchen, who can cook, who can take care of himself, who can basically live without a woman, right? So I'm there, I'm doing a man's job, and I'm also doing a woman's job because I'm not. And this is what my mom will say. She say, "I'm not raising you to be a burden on the woman." So you get up, you clean your room. When I say clean your room, I don't mean lay a bed. I mean like the whole 9 yards.
Nah, I know.
You change your sheets, you change your curtains, you clean it's the whole 9 yards, right?
Yeah,
so you're not being a burden on a woman in the room, and also you're not being a burden on a woman in the kitchen. Because listen, I'm a nigga, but I still know how to cook. I can more. When I was in uni, and I think John could actually attest to this because he was my roommate for the longest time ever. I was cooking, and I didn't cook for to the chop. I was cooking for the week. So I do meal prep, I cook for the week, and I eat to John. I'm not waiting for a woman to say, "Oh, I'm making this for you for dinner," which is some 1 or 2 days. No, I'm good for the whole week. Yeah. You get me? So from a complete home in quotes, I basically I'm not a burden on a woman, and I'm also an asset as a man. Yeah. So it's like it's complete, but at the same time. The question is, they say what? Jack of all trades, master of none. Yeah. So the thing is, you're trying to be a man, or you're a man. You're a woman's man. At the same time, you are nothing in that space, because going to the extreme, if somebody crashes your car with your woman in the car, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Are you going to call daddy? Yo, dad, yo, someone crashed. No. As a man, what can you do in that situation?
Exactly.
You go into the kitchen as well, you cook, everybody's happy. But hold on, are you a man or are you a woman?
Yeah. So
where's your stand?
yeah. So I think they all have their good sides and their bad sides. You know, coming from a complete home and coming from a broken home. Okay. So sometimes that's why it's really hard for me to say that, you know, coming from a complete home is more, you know, positive than coming from a broken home. You know, because sometimes looking at let's say someone from a complete home, there are some good things that you can see in that person from that complete home.
Yeah.
The good things, maybe because both parents have been together for a long time, you now know how to probably treat your wife. You know how to stay in a relationship with your wife for a longer time and all that. That's a good side in a complete home. A good side in a, what do we call it, in a broken home is now you've been exposed to all the, you know, bad sides and stuff like that. So now you've even become much more of a man than you were before, just because of all these experiences that you've gone through. Okay, so this is also another positive, you know, thing that you get from a broken home. And then there are the negative aspects as well, like Jeffrey was talking about, when sometimes you fall into from a complete home, you fall into a trouble and you don't know if you should call your mom or you should call your dad, because that's what you've been used to,
Exactly,
you know,
yeah.
for the
That
longest
bubble.
time.
Yeah.
So that's a negative aspect of coming from a complete home, you know. And then a negative aspect from a broken home as well is now you've seen your parents separate for a long time. How to treat a woman also becomes more of a problem for you, because you never saw it. You know, you never saw it as you were growing up and all that. So I just think all these things have, you know, their good sides and their bad sides. And it doesn't necessarily have to be that, oh, I'm coming from a complete home or I'm coming from a broken home, that's why I've become this, you know, great. But it's dependent on who, you know, who you were raised by in the complete home, who you were raised by in the broken home. And that's what defines you.
I mean, what you're saying is right.
Go
but
forward to.
That's interesting.
That's
interesting.
I think the advantage for us from the broken home is that's if you're able to make it out.
What does that even mean?
You see, people from broken homes typically don't make it out.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, cause there's enough room for you to fuck up. You can tell your dad you're going to your mom. You can tell your mom you're going to your dad, and never make it to any.
I see that.
Yeah, and
Especially if they're not in talking terms. Like,
exactly. So a whole lot of things can happen in that regard. But the thing is, if you are able to make it out of that, you know, dicey situation, and you even move it further to want to do better for yourself as a man, as a woman, then I think you are in a better position to navigate whatever the waters may be. Because for us, for instance, me and Nana, where we are coming from is we've seen everything. The fact that I said I'm coming from a broken home doesn't mean I've not seen my dad and another woman under one roof before.
Okay.
You know, a triple OG, you know what I'm saying? God damn it.
All sorts of things.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So for me, the worst that can happen, I've already seen it.
Okay.
Yeah, but for people from complete homes, they haven't seen the worst before. They haven't even seen a quarrel before, you know, between two parents before. I've seen that. And I'm sure you've seen it.
yeah, of course I've seen that, because I can't
Exactly.
remember. I went for a vacation with my uncle's aunt, right? Then I happened to hear a conversation like we're sleeping in the same room, we are not like on the same bed, but like 2 years we haven't spoken. I'm like, wow.
Oh wow.
It does happen?
2
1 year,
years.
2 years? So then I begin to like realize all the things I saw.
Yeah.
We used to go to church. Then mommy takes a car, daddy takes a car. We are going to the same place. I'm like, why? What is happening? We are going to Easter. Almost every Easter we go to Latte for the occasion. Then like Daddy is going. We are going with the kids, but Mommy's not coming.
And that's some real shit, you know.
Yes.
These are like
You feel
real
like, no.
shit that people don't really talk about.
But the fact is, we as children didn't know. But it happened that I was older.
Yeah.
You understand? And I chanced upon the conversation, so I got to know that this was happening.
Okay.
So like, Mommy tells you to do this, Daddy tells you don't do it.
And now you're supposed to choose.
Then they
Yes.
will beat you.
So you get it.
Yeah, but that's some real shit he's
Yeah,
talking
that's
about.
true, though.
And these things are not things complete home niggas are readily privy to. They don't know this.
Yeah.
But we know that. So it's like we have been to hell and back and we are trying to do better.
Exactly.
For complete home people, I think it takes I don't know. I don't know what word to use, but
I mean, it
willingness to want to do more.
Okay.
Because all you've known is the good side.
Yeah.
Because as parents, we always try to portray the best picture to our children.
So that-
Yeah.
that's a perfect
Yeah.
picture,
So
they say.
I was actually come to ask that question. So it begs the question. So as new fathers, new people in a relationship in a family, what is a step forward for your family or for your kids? Not looking back at what happened to you, a couple of years back with your family.
I think you can't take it out because as they say, if you don't know where you're coming from,
Sure.
you can never tell where
Sure.
you're going. So our past is very much with us as our present and future.
Okay.
And it's always best to learn from what
Your past.
your past, so
Yeah.
that you can
Build
do
a
better.
good foundation moving forward.
Exactly. So
Sure.
I can't take that one out.
Yeah.
And for me, I feel being who I've always been, where I came from, is what has made me this way. And typically, I'm not going to digress, but what I find myself in, it's almost like God actually prepared me for this. Because my background sort of, puts me perfectly in this situation, and whatever situation I find myself in, it makes perfect sense because I can understand it because I've lived it.
Yeah.
Are you getting the point?
Yeah, that's what I'm.
And
Yeah.
if it was a different person, it would have been crazy.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is it's easier for someone from a broken home.
I'm not saying that.
It's yeah.
No, I'm just saying to not repeat the cycle.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that.
I'm not saying that.
Because chances are, if you're from a broken home, you'll be fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I said,
it depends. Like
you
those
tell
who-
daddy you are going to mommy, you tell mommy you are going to
Yeah,
daddy,
yeah.
and you never make it anywhere because they are not in good, talking
Yeah.
terms.
Yeah.
So chances are you will really get fucked up.
Yeah.
That's the real 80% chance you fuck up. Yeah, but the thing about me is I feel as human beings, when you're a kid, but once you grow up, you're an adult and you're supposed to make decisions for yourself. And you cannot keep blaming things on the fact that you are from a broken home or somebody did this, somebody did that. It doesn't register anymore. For me, that's what I believe in. If you're an adult, you take responsibilities for the shit you do.
Exactly.
So, if you've grown up and you're an adult and you think coming from a broken home nearly fucked you up or fucked you up, now it's your responsibility to turn that shit around. That's my belief. That's what I truly believe in.
I mean, that's for the people who got out of the system. That's
Nah,
what-
you are an adult. You see, Eddie Griffin once said, nobody has to tell you that it's wrong to kill your mama. You are born innately knowing that you're not supposed to kill your mama.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. When you grow up, you're a fucking adult. You're supposed to tell right from wrong. And you're supposed to, know the difference between the two. So, if you're coming from a broken home, like I said, what I realized was, look, my dad is a triple OG. And I respect him for that. That's who he is. And I never blame him or whatever. That was his reality and he lived it to his fullest. And I respect that. But at the same time, my mom is also an individual, and she has a whole different reality. Now, I'm supposed to balance the two, so that's what I've actually done. My dad is a typical man's man. Take full responsibility for whatever shit that you do, and I do that. And like, it's crazy how I do that. Even where I work, I'm one of the few people, when I do some shit, I go like, I did this shit, I'm wrong, this is on me, I'll correct it.
Yeah.
But in the corporate world, you don't accept shit like that. You're not supposed to accept shit like that.
It's very-
I mean, if you can push it to somebody, that is
Why
what the
not?
fuck you do.
Exactly.
So I think yeah. So I think you're right. So I think the individual also has a role to play in this. I mean, so as you're growing up, I mean, all the experiences that you come across, all the experiences that you meet, okay, also shapes you into some light. Okay, so I think first there is the individual, character that you put out, and secondly is the upbringing. Now you were saying something about the fact that when you grow, no one should tell you that something is wrong and this is right. But some people actually cannot tell, and it is because of the way they grew up. Okay, so now in a broken home, like I mentioned, that there are the good sides and the bad side. In a broken home, someone who grew up in a broken home and knows that, oh, my dad has maybe 1,000, wives or concubines, or so many Solomon that
Triple OG.
so
I'll
many.
come to that question.
so
What's
many-
a triple OG? What's the difference between an OG and a triple OG?
I'll let you know.
Original.
I'll let you know what a triple OG is.
So I mean, it boils down to the upbringing. You see, it boils down to the upbringing. Someone who was how do I even call it? Someone who grew up in such
An
environment
Yeah.
would find absolutely no problem with having more than a woman. And you tell the person, oh, look, this is not right. He'll tell you, no, what do you mean by it's not right?
This is what I'm used to.
Yeah, he'll tell you that. What do you mean by this is not right? If you tell a person that, oh, you can't shout on a woman, or you know that you can't lay your hand on a woman. Person will be like, what do you mean by you don't know? My dad has been doing it, and that is how I've grown up. If a woman is doing something and you don't like it, you are the man. Hit her. She has to stop. And that is what I'm saying. That is the upbringing as well. So you as the individual will decide that, you know what, this attitude I'm not going to pick up.
Yeah.
Or you can tell yourself that
JT, I understand what you're saying, and it's true. Because if you're a kid, whatever you see is what shapes you.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
I understand exactly what you're saying. But what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
human beings are born innately knowing certain things are wrong, certain things are right.
But that
Innate-
is changed. Yeah,
Like,
innately. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't have to be taught to
Yeah.
know that. Like I said,
Well, you said something.
But that
before.
changes.
You said that a guy who grows up in
can't see past his options.
a hood, exactly.
I
Cannot
know.
see past his options.
I know that. I know
Exactly.
that. I know. I've seen that. But
Yeah.
I've said that. But what I'm trying to say is the fact that a guy can't see past his options doesn't mean he doesn't know it's wrong. I'm saying that he knows for a fact that this is what he can do, even though it is wrong. You see, there's a difference. There's a difference between wrong and right, and you actually choosing whether to do this or that.
Derek, trust me.
For
Some
wrong and
people,
right, yeah,
some
you
people
know.
don't know. Some people really don't know. Honestly,
They don't know because they've not been exposed to
Exactly.
right. Do you get me? They've
Yeah.
not been exposed
So,
to right.
yes,
So,
so
all
we
they
all-
know,
we
all
all-
they know is
Th-
beat
this-
a woman. Hold on.
this is
beat
what
a
I'm saying.
woman.
This is what I'm
and then
saying.
she conforms to what you're trying
Exactly.
to
This is what
That's
I'm
it.
saying.
and he doesn't know that it's
Regardless-
wrong. He doesn't. Even though he grew up
JT,
in it.
JT, this is what I'm saying.
He
Regardless
has
where
been
the
shaped.
person is
Yeah.
coming from,
Yeah.
are you trying to tell me
Yeah.
that people actually think beating their mothers is right?
Oh yes.
Some people.
Hold on.
Yes, some people
You've-
actually
you've
think.
You've heard feminists, right?
Yeah, I've heard that.
You've heard someone being misogynistic.
Yeah.
Maybe that's all somebody knows. Feminism and
No,
misogynistic.
JT.
That's all somebody knows.
listen to
Nobody knows the
listen-
middle.
listen to the question I'm asking. I'm saying innately,
Yeah.
deep down in your heart.
You
It's,
only
it's different. It's different from you actually choosing to do something. I'm saying deep
Listen,
down your
Derek,
heart.
let me give you an
Listen,
example.
listen,
Let me give you an
your
example.
manners.
Let me.
Listen, black people have been oppressed under slavery for so long. Do you think a white person didn't know that this wasn't supposed to be how black people were supposed to be
But
treated?
they chose that.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean the white man didn't know that it was wrong.
Uh-huh.
So I'm talking about
So the
wrong,
white man-
right?
so the-
and now
so-
the
so the white man
secondary
chose
part
it.
is the person choosing to do it anyways. I'm saying for wrong and right, everybody born into this world knows what is wrong.
You know,
Derek,
right.
Wait,
you know
what?
what?
Let me tell you.
You know that
we
some
fail
things-
to
you know that some-
understand. We fail to understand the
just-
power. We fail to understand the power of the mind now. Okay, so even though I'm going a bit scientific, the power of the mind is so. I mean, when you are growing up a child, it's so plastic. You know, it just changes. The conformity of the mind just changes. Someone can sit you down and drum into your head so many negative things. You would grow up thinking those things are right. You're not wrong saying that innately we are born with certain things that make us understand that this is wrong, this is right. But you can be in an environment which would work on your mindset. That thing it no longer becomes wrong. It's always right. And whatever someone will say, it is just right to you. An example is maybe, let me just put this, a pedophile. Someone will say, this is so wrong. This is so
And
wrong.
they know it's wrong. That's
no,
why they
no,
hide it.
No,
you still fuck anyway.
Some of them don't know. Some of them don't know. And you know why? Because it's mental. Some of them don't know.
That's different.
That's different. That's a different interpretation. But what I'm trying to say is that that's what I'm saying, that we shouldn't downplay the power of the mind or the power of the brain.
Let me tell you something which happened yesterday. So yesterday, we went to our people in Chado, and they told us about a movie, City of God.
Yeah.
So I actually watched the movie yesterday, City of God. Yeah,
Congratulations.
I watched it.
Watch it.
Old fucking movie, but that's one of
But it's
the best shit I've seen, bruh.
No shit. Okay.
Yo, the best shit. They weren't lying.
Yeah.
One of the best shit
I
I've
mean, I
seen.
started watching, but I didn't.
Violence at its best.
Okay.
But here's the shit, yeah. The reason why I'm bringing City of God into this is it was purely violence. These guys came from a place where they couldn't see past their options.
Exactly.
It's just look, you for make money.
Yeah.
So there were three guys. So the story started by the guy talking about when they were growing up. These three guys who used to roll, yeah, and they were making money. But even those three guys knew, yeah, that it was wrong to give a kid a gun. Even though in their world, steal something, kill some, take the tin.
Get rich or die trying.
You feel me?
Yeah.
But for a kid, don't give a gun to a kid. Are you getting the point? So now, what I'm trying to say is, innately, they know you don't give a gun to a kid. You don't kill a kid. But then, the fact that they know doesn't mean they still don't have the liberty to choose to kill a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Straight.
So, the thing is, they know that it's wrong to kill a kid. But they may actually go ahead to kill a kid because a kid was holding maybe a bicycle
That they wanted.
that they wanted.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm drawing a line between like as human beings knowing wrong and right, and at the same time choosing between the two, given your circumstances.
Okay.
Are you getting the point? So yes, they know what is wrong, they know what is right, but fuck it, because look, I'm hungry, I'm just trying to eat, I'm trying to feed my family. That's all I'm saying. You feel me? And it's the same thing that if somebody is coming from a broken home saying that, look, this is all I saw, I know what is wrong, I know what is right, but fuck this guy. I get in the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying, and I'm not.
I mean, in the beginning, you said some people get the what they come out of the whole broken home situation. Some don't. Those who don't,
A lot actually.
So those who don't, what happens to them? Do they still think that they're supposed to give a kid a gun? That's what I'm asking.
Those you see.
Do they think that it's cool to beat a woman? That's what I'm asking.
Here's the deal.
Yeah.
Well, on the lighter note, some women like to be hit, for sexual reasons. But that's not the point. that's not the point. But
so bomb suma no do na e de.
Charlie, na me. The person me No, there are some girls like I've met some. Yeah. But the whole deal is given where we are from, me and Nana, where we are from, we've seen the worst.
Okay.
Yeah. And because we've seen the worst, and we've been lucky to see the best,
Yeah, okay.
we want to do better.
Okay. So this is you coming out of the situation.
Exactly. And I'm saying it's easier for us because, you see, if we have our mothers in there, it makes it easy because it's not just the father. We see the mothers as well. So we are conflicted. We can either choose to be the father or we can be empathetic on the mother side.
But you are privileged to live with your mom.
Sometimes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So therefore, you got that empathetic thing from your mom.
Nah, I didn't, bro. I kid you not. I got that a few years ago when I was just sitting in my office doing my own shit. I just chanced on some YouTube shit and I started that thing surfing and going deeper shit, and then it started changing my mentality.
Okay.
Me, I didn't get that, but I'm saying it was okay for me to understand what I was listening to, what I was reading, because I've lived it.
Okay.
And I wanted to do more. And as boys, as men, automatically we love our mothers.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So because I want more for my mother, then that means I have to do more for my wife or for my girlfriend. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because it's related, sort of.
Yeah.
I don't know if you get what I mean.
No, I do. I actually do. I understand you.
Yeah, and that's it. But in any case,
Honestly, I want to chip in this. One thing I've actually learned is that like whatever I do to another lady, right? I want to think like, okay, fine. If some other nigga did to my sister, would I be happy?
we to get sister.
Yeah. So you get it. Like so you go deeper and deeper and realize no, Charlie, this isn't right.
Yeah.
Yes, we didn't have the best of parenting because it's either you are with your dad or you're with your mom.
Yeah.
They are not together, so you don't know how it is to live with a woman under one roof. So you have to actually try to learn something, devise something, because like innately, as you said, you know wrong, you know right.
Yeah.
But there's actually this instinct that tells you that wrong is right because you saw your daddy doing it and there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. This is a situation where, say, it's a family of boys. Right?
That's right. Yes.
And these boys are succumb to more or less. Let's put in. I always want to put this in quote: a broken home, right? And the guys are with the dad because men can more or less handle the boys, and the mom is, say, far away, nowhere to be seen. What do you think is going to happen to these guys, knowing that maybe, say, the man is misogynistic, he has beaten a woman before, so the boys are used to a man being a man, and a man a man being authoritative in a household. What do you think is going to happen to these guys?
I get it, but
They don't have sisters.
Derek is best to answer this because Derek, they are two guys. You understand?
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Then they can actually relate. Derek actually broke out. I don't think his brother has, because his brother has a different interest in. He likes games, gadgets. Like
he has actually. Yes. He has.
So Derek is woke. That's what you're saying.
Okay, well, I don't know because like I'm closer to Derek than his brother.
So you should ask Derek.
So probably Derek should know.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that look, coming up, I know for a fact if you grow up, in life you can't blame everything, to somebody that is this person's fault, this person's fault. At some point, it becomes your fault because once you become an adult, it becomes your fault.
That's true.
Yes,
exactly.
That's true.
And I'm saying once you're an adult, you're supposed to read, you're supposed to inquire, you're supposed to talk to people and know better and do better.
Yeah.
It is on you to do that shit. And I'm saying if you're willing to take that journey, it's more easier because you have the past to complement.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you getting the point I'm trying to make?
I understand you.
Yeah, because what I'm saying, if somebody is coming from a complete home, that nigga doesn't give a or don't know shit about what I'm talking about.
No, he doesn't.
Are you getting the
He
point?
does not.
I know what I'm talking about because
Yeah.
I lived it.
Yes, but the fact is, nobody thinks negative. Everybody thinks positive. So I'm from a broken home. Let's say I'm negative. You understand?
Yeah.
So like, I'm living in negatives, but I want to think about positive. Think about how the future is going to be when I marry. You understand? But you from a complete home, you don't think about how you're going to live with your wife when
It's
when it's
supposed
broken.
to be like that.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
that's supposed
It's
to
supposed
be. You understand?
to be
So
cool.
so for me,
Yeah.
Nana, I said the whole thing.
so for me,
That's it.
For
Yeah.
me, I've lived in the negative. I know how it is like. I don't want to be in it. So I'm projecting for the positive. But you don't think about negatives.
So-
because you're in the positive already.
So basically, you're more conscious
what we are trying to tell you,
Yeah.
J and JT, is
Oh no, where's that?
yeah, and everybody else who comes from a good home is
Yeah,
don't ever for once think that
it's
a
easy.
broken home is far away from you.
Exactly.
It's not.
Exactly.
It's really, you have no idea how close it is to you.
Yeah.
For us who have lived it, we know when it's coming, we can see it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Because you've
we
seen it
take-
before.
Yeah, so we take proactive steps
To make sure it
change
doesn't
that
happen
shit.
again. Exactly.
But for people who have always come from, a complete home, they are complacent. Like MPP.
On this note,
On this note,
on this note,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, no, but not MPP now. I'm MPP at 2016.
2016.
Yeah. In 2016.
before that,
Before that, now, yeah.
that was the pink sheet era.
The pink is around one.
Yeah.
You see, so yeah, basically, so they become complacent. They think, oh, everything is supposed to be normal, and then ugly things begin to rear their heads, and now they don't know how to deal with it.
That's-
For us, when they start rearing their heads, we
that's
know
That's a
we-
small signs. You need
It's,
to-
it's,
you
it's
need to
normal,
take
and we know how
very
to-
serious.
And
yeah.
because we are dedicated, changing the narrative,
Yeah.
we go the extra mile to solve it. And that is basically, if you want to know why we are doing this podcast, we are saying that get in a high horse
True, man.
and recognize when
True,
shit
man.
is about to happen.
Sure, man.
And deal with it as a man.
Exactly.
Because you see, the most important thing in this world is family. Once every family is sorted, then the world is a better place.
That's true.
If you can take care of your family, if you can handle your family, if you can control your family as a man, then the world is halfway a better place.
Yeah.
Maybe more than half. But on the more serious note, shout out to our wives.
Shout
Yeah.
out
For
to our
holding,
wives, man.
for you don't get what.
Yeah, shout out to our future wives.
Yeah, but shout out to our wives for holding us down. Even though we are not perfect, coming from where we are coming from, they've been understood.
Future wife, I see you.
And they're doing what they do to keep us, sane,
In check.
in check.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to our wives, man. Shout out to Priest.
Shout out to my future wife. I don't know your name, but yeah,
Make a mention on name.
I beg. I beg.
Yo, JT, any last remarks?
Oh yes, I think this has been an interesting one. Yeah, like you're saying, our wives have been good. They're hanging in there every day, just to make sure that this thing is working. So, yeah, shout outs to my wife, Val,
Yeah.
Charlie. I be that.
Mention nickname.
Nickname.
A nickname.
Donny
What's a
Poppy
nickname?
Self don't know.
What be nickname, Seth? She gets some. Some pet name I give her.
Give us some nickname. if she listen to podcast, she know.
Oh, Charlie, babe, Val, I be on social media.
My man.
You be my only this thing.
My man.
My only this thing. Charlie. Yeah. You'll be great. All right.
Nana, any last words?
Charlie, all I have to say is I love my wife. Whatever I've done to her, Charlie, I hate her plenty, but she for forgive me because she knows I love her. You understand? With Charlie, sometimes if I be real, you understand?
Yeah.
In as much as say she dey listen, she knows say Charlie, but boy bad, but Charlie, some way. Yeah, I dey love him too much. So Charlie, I'm blessed to be here because I didn't even plan coming here. It's just an emergency. I followed some bad friends and
Why are you here?
I
You're here with
ended
the
up
good
in a
friends.
good place. Yes. So like, yeah, sure.
Who be the bad face?
The other people.
I said I didn't follow you. I came to you. So I came to a good place.
There you
so
go.
Derek's a good guy.
That's it.
My man.
That's it.
Yo,
I'm
Jay,
grateful.
Any,
Sure.
any last words?
Well, shout out to my future wife. I think you know who you are. Even though I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
That'll be the code.
And we are off.
Yeah, shout out to who you are. Listen, if you've listened this far, you know my stance when it comes to family and when it comes to a man's responsibility and a woman's responsibility. And, you know, obviously you're going to meet halfway, but it is what it is. A family or a relationship is hard work. And it's just, you know, compromise. And yeah, if I see you, we go talk again. But then, yeah, as you know, this is my view, this is my stand, and we go talk more when I see you. Yeah.
There you go, Charlie. Basically, as a man, you have the responsibility to take care of your household, to keep your household together, to direct, to whatever it is. Your household is your responsibility, and you have to live up to that task. And regardless where you're coming from, whether from a broken home, whether from a complete home, you need to take care of that shit.
Exactly.
It is what it is.
Straight
no excuses.
Yeah.
You have to do that. And if sometimes it means your wife is always right, fuck it. That's what it means.
That's what it means, man.
Because you need to take care of your family.
That's
you need
it.
to make sure that family is sane and they do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
And with that being said, if you listen this far, we appreciate you. You do everything.
You do everything.
Yeah, man. This one is a long one. But I
It's
think
a
I think
good
this
one.
was very passionate. It was
It's a
very
good one.
personal.
It came straight from the heart.
Yeah, it was very personal
It came
because we
straight
didn't
from the
plan
heart.
for this
No,
shit.
no,
but
we did not.
It was very personal because everybody was speaking.
Honestly,
their
all
truth.
my invitations are missed. I'm getting them back.
There you go.
Love
There you
is
go.
deep.
There you go. There you go. Because for the fathers, Nana was supposed to be here, but he didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't
But
show.
he's here for the best one.
Yeah, and I think he's beginning to see what we are talking about. Yeah.
Of course.
So
love this.
thank you for listening. Thank you for being part of this podcast. And if you want to get interactive, just contact us or be interactive with us on Facebook at Views Podcast, on YouTube at Views Podcast, on wherever the fuck you want to be with us
On Twitter,
at Views Podcast.
on Instagram.
Unless
You're there.
or except Instagram, which is
Instagram.
podcast_views. Everywhere else at Views Podcast. You can add Ghana to it. And we can get interactive. You can send us an email on viewspodcast86@gmail.com.
Yeah.
And if you want to get on this podcast, you can tell us over there. Get interactive. Comment. Let's know. Subscribe. Share with everybody
You've been getting a couple of comments. lately.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, Nathaniel. Shout out to Nathaniel. Shout outs to, a whole bunch of people who.
That's good stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and if you want to get on the podcast, let us know and we will fix that.
Yeah.
Coming podcast will be so much amazing. We are going to have people that you hear of, every day, and it's going to be amazing. Charlie, thank you for listening to us once again. And as always, as we say, love God, love yours, and love all. And we out.